Hey, it's Amethyst Virgo. I'm here with a video for understanding Leo energy. So I have other videos in the playlist that basically go through the energy of various signs. So please take a look at that if you're interested in any other astrological signs. So this is Leo. And so basically it's going to be Leo sun, moon, rising, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. I'm not doing the outer planets in this particular video, maybe in another video. So one, Leo is ruled by the sun. Okay, so not only, we talk about the sun sign, Leo is literally ruled by the sun. And so you can use this video if you're a Leo, or if you want to understand more about someone that you know, their placements. As long as you have their birthday, you can pretty much find out their Mars, their Venus, their Mercury, their planetary placements. Now, you would not know. The moon changes frequently, so that's why you want to have someone's exact birth time, birthplace, because the moon can change certain days. Sometimes the moon is in Gemini, and then later that day at 2 p.m. it goes into Cancer. And if that's you know what I mean? So you definitely want to know someone's moon sign. Sometimes if you look it up, some days the moon doesn't change at all because it just went into that moon. So it's very possible for some birth dates, you can find out the person's moon regardless of whether you have the other information. But again, you have to do your research. Otherwise, you can use this just as a general guide, okay? And also, the more you know about someone's birth time, birthplace, then you can see where things fall in their houses of their birth chart. So let's get started. I'm doing this off the top. I do not have notes with me, but I think I know Leo pretty well, okay? This is one of my favorite signs, actually. So Leo sun, prideful. This person usually has a lot of, just a very joyful persona. It's very easy to want to be around Leo energy people because they just have a very joyful, optimistic view on life. They are, usually have a really good sense of humor. Okay, really good sense of humor. They're fun to be around. Some of them can be kind of loud. They just have like this commanding, remember Leo, the lion. So there's this very commanding energy about some of them. Especially the males, I've noticed. Some females, but definitely males. Another thing about Leos, though, they're very prideful. Leos care a lot about their appearance. They care about other people's appearances sometimes, a lot. But here's what I like about Leo. A lot of people are like, oh, Leos can have egos. But what I've seen, a lot of Leos that have egos can back it up. Okay, they can back it up. Usually like a Leo has an ego, it's because they really are just good at something. They like to shine. They're ruled by the sun. I also feel like even though Leos can have an ego or be prideful, I've noticed a lot of Leos are very generous. And Leo's sons like to include people. They like to include, you could be the person sitting on the side of the party, and they're like, come over. Are you gonna come with us? Like, we're going here. Like, Leos are very inviting. They can be very inviting people. So on the flip side, yes, there's gonna be some ego to Leo energy where they want to be the best. So there's definitely times where you feel like, well, Leo includes everybody, but they get mad if they don't win. There is a need for them to shine. A lot of Leo sons have a talent. Anyone can have a talent. But a lot of Leos, for things I've noticed, things such as like, they could be really good artists. I know a lot of Leo energy people who are really good at drawing, okay? And they could be good writers too, creative writers, okay? Not just a writer to get the job done, but very creative. They can their story lures you in. Leos can be really good at things that require like creativity, okay? Now let's move into Leo moon. Now when you get to the moon, that's your feelings and your emotions and how you internalize things. Now here's where it changes up. Leo sun is outward. Everything's outward. I'm giving you my talent. I'm including you in my life. Hey, let's have fun. It's more outward. It's not an inward sign. The moon, feelings. Leo moons really need to feel validated. Leo moon people really need to feel appreciated. Leo moon people will do a lot of things. So what you have to understand about the moon, when the moon does things, the moon is it's based on their feelings. Now the sun wants to be shown. The sun is anybody's sun sign is what they exude, right? The moon, when you do things, it's because of how you feel. So a lot of Leo moons will go above and beyond. They'll be very generous in giving. They want to do that for you, but they need something in return. you better thank that Leo moon. You better tell everybody that Leo moon did that for you, because Leo moons want to feel validated. They need validation. You know, sometimes it can be negative if you're relying on validation instead of relying on yourself and your own self-esteem. But I think like Leo moon people are very motivated by doing things though that are big. You know, this person is the type of person that's going to go above and beyond, because they don't like to be outshined. So when they do something, they want to feel good about it. You know, I think Leos in general, but any sign could do this. But I feel like a Leo moon person might be really good at like party planning or something like that, because it drives their need to do big things. It drives their need to really you know, to really not perform, but to entertain. Remember, Leo wants to entertain. So Leo moon people can be really good at events and getting people together and socializing, but they need something in return. Okay, remember that. Rising. Leo rising person is going to be very joyful. Their reputation is like, they're not, here's what you understand, I think, notice about risings or ascendants. The rising is your reputation. It's not really the thing you control. The rising affects how you appear to other people, but your actions obviously lead to this, right? It's not like you know, you have a Virgo rising and people see that, people don't realize you're organized. Like typically they'll understand that you're organized, right? It's not like they're making it up. So my point is that Leo rising people tend to be very, without trying, funny. They're not trying. They're just funny. These are naturally funny people. They're not trying. They're not trying to put on a show. They could be a comedian if they want to, but they're just funny people. I think the difference between the rising and the sun is the sun wants a little bit more attention. Hey, I'm here. Like, I like to be, you know, noticed. Leo rising likes to usually do things that lead to people giving them attention. You know, it's a little bit different. Their personality, their talents, you know, the way they speak. Some of them just come in and command people's attention. Their voice, their presence is just really, you know, it lures other people in because it's so entertaining or it's fun, and it, you know, people want to go, you know, go to that person. As far as the ego and Leo rising, I mean, I think that can be there just like the Leo sun, you know. You know, the Leo in general, there can be a sense of I'm the best, or I want to be the best. Notice me. I did this the best, you know. So you do have to, you know, that is something that you see in a Leo rising person. I think the difference though between the two is sometimes I feel like even like risings can have more of the energy than the sun. I personally view the sun signs like your likes and dislikes. And I view the rising as like the mask. It's what people see when they think of you. Like you think of somebody right now. Whatever you notice about that person is most likely their rising, not their sun. It could be their sun, but a lot of times they're rising. No, I'm not done. All right, let me hurry this up. All right, Mercury in Leo. Should I tell people? Yes, I have my Mercury and Mars is in Leo. Okay, and then, you know, so all right, so Mercury in Leo. Mercury in Leo can have, Mercury is how you learn, and Mercury is how you communicate. Now, I have Mercury in Leo, fire sign. However, my stuff's in the 12th house. That's a whole nother issue there, the 12th house situation. Maybe I'll do a series one day. Okay? So, Mercury in Leo is a person who's very creative, usually with ideas. This is a person who's very creative. They're proud of their ideas. They work very hard on their ideas. They like to be a little bit different. They don't really want to be like everyone else. When it comes to communication, they can be very humorous people. These are people who can be goofy. They can joke around a little bit and communicate, like, you know, the way that they talk. Leos have a way of commanding people's attention. Okay, so sometimes like people want to stop and just listen to Mercury and Leo. But I said my stuff's in the 12th house, so I'm not always like boisterous like a Leo. Like I'm not like, hey, I'm here, let's have fun, come on with me. Like 12th house makes your stuff a little bit more hidden, okay, so to speak. But I do identify with a lot of Mercury and Leo, you know, attributes. They love to talk, they love to speak, they command attention when they speak. These people come alive when they talk about things that, you know, that they've done. Okay, ask a Mercury and Leo person about what they do, what they've done, their experiences. They're going to tell you their whole story. Okay, Mercury and Leo can be very animated in how they speak. Okay, very prideful of their ideas, though. Sometimes it's hard to argue with a Mercury and Leo person because they think their idea is the best. They will listen to you, but if you challenge them or come at them, there can be a power struggle there. Venus and Leo. Okay. Venus and Leo people need to feel appreciated and loved. In love matters, they need to come first. In love matters, they can be a pretty pleasant partner. They want to have fun with you. They don't want just to have a relationship just to sit and eat dinner together and then go to bed at 9 p.m. and, just sign off on each other's taxes together. Like, no, they want to relate. They want to have fun. They want to do things. They want to invite people over. They want to go places. They want the experience, okay? They want you to look your best, too. We forgot, Leo can be superficial sometimes, like Libra. There's nothing bad with looking good. There's nothing bad with that. But Libra and Leo kind of take it to the next level with like materialism a little bit, okay? They can, superficial, qualities. But also Venus and Leo can be a little bit selfish at times. They can come across a little selfish because they might want all of the attention and they might not want to, divide you up with, work or your family members or your friends or things like that. Okay, that's what you need to realize about Venus and Leo. But they will give very much of themselves in a relationship. They will be enamored. They usually pick a partner that they are enamored by. Venus and Leo goes big. They're gonna pick a partner that they don't even care what other people say, that they are gonna feel like you're the best thing. Like, that's what they'll do. And Mars and Leo. Mars and Leo people have the energy to get things done. So the sun rules Leo, as I keep saying. So I just relate that, though, to because the light shined on things. This is not a very stagnant sign. This sign likes to breathe life into things. This sign likes to energize things. So Mars and Leo person is going to do something, but they'll try to do it in a new way. They want to come off as not that they're the best, but some of them do want to be the best. Again, my stuff's in the 12th house. So I'm not doing stuff for attention. I guess you could. This is what I mean by Leo energy. I have Leo energy in my chart, Mars and Mercury. But it's in the 12th house. And the 12th house is more so personal and hidden and can need a lot of, needs to feel comfortable to share that part of themselves. So when I say that, I mean for me, I don't relate as much to needing attention as I need validation for my ideas and what I do. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like the Sun in Leo person is I'm great, love me. And a lot of them are great. I'm not saying that to be negative. Mars is Mars and Leo, which I can relate to, is I did this thing. You need to acknowledge me. Look what I did. And I can, because it's you put a lot of effort into something. You want people to notice that. Things are not easy to do. Just notice that I did that. So I feel Mars and Leo people can be very creative as well, the Mercury and Leo people. But Mars is your actions. So this is the major things that are, that one is actually doing. Mars and Leo person is very prideful of what they've done. They're proud of what they've done. They want people to acknowledge what they've done. This is not a lazy sign. Now, this is a sign that can get caught in power struggles. You can get any of these fire signs, any of these Mars in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Yes, these fire signs and Mars can get caught in power struggles. So you can get caught in a power struggle with the Leo. And when Leos are mad, they can just be very reckless with what they say. Not as bad as Sagittarius. Sagittarius can be a bit much with what they say. But Leo was just no, it's my way. I did it this way. That's what's going to happen. No, mine's better. Oh, well, that's the end. Don't even say anything. Sagittarius is going to say stuff. I'm not saying call you names. Not all Sagittarius is just. Sagittarius is going to be a little bit more blunt with how they come across. Leo was more no, it's my way. I did it. I'm, this just makes sense. My way is the best way. Okay? So it's more this sense of ego a little bit, right? But don't get me wrong. Mars and Leo can be innovative. Mars and Leo looks at things from a new angle. Mars and Leo can be the person to resurrect something that has been going bad, and they'll breathe new life into it, and they'll be really creative, and they'll figure out how to get something to shine. How can people notice something in a positive way? So it can be everything has pros and cons. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Thank you for watching.